thought-provoking. I hope everyone gets to one day watch the videos of us.
For those who could hear us, see us. You could obviously, I hope you can hear us.
I hope so. That's sort of fundamental. So, hey.
Podcasting life of someone who doesn't do computers.
This is it. We're learning as we go.
Yeah.
We are building wings as we fall off the cliff. So, yeah. Hey, so welcome back to the Unhinged Hygienist. I think that was a perfect introduction, where we keep things really real, a little unhinged, and rooted in surprise and purpose.
Definitely always unhinged, but I feel like with a mission. So
yes, exactly. And today, for all of you listening, today is a really special episode, and we're going to switch things up just a little bit. Today
it's a little
is
more
all about
personal today, a little
Yep.
more vulnerable, because I was never a vulnerable person ever. I wasn't raised to be vulnerable. Don't cry. I'll give you something to cry about. You know?
Oh, yeah. I remember that one. So, yes, today we get to dive into Tasia's story. And I am also excited, as should you out there in podcast land, because I know a lot of her story, but I think I'm about to learn even more. And if you have never had the joy of meeting this woman, buckle up, my friends, because you're about to go on a really cool ride.
You're going to make me cry before I even get started here.
No crying. There's no crying in podcasting.
I'm going to try. But I feel like, I don't know, every time I say things out loud about my journey and my story, I understand a little bit more of, I don't even know. I learn a little bit more. It still makes me super emotional, but here we go.
Yeah. Well, would you like to start from the beginning? Tell us, where did you grow up?
So I grew up, well, if you want to start from the beginning, I was, conceived in Greece and born in Canada.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Yeah. So I'm from Windsor. I grew up in Windsor, Ontario, Canada, border city with Detroit. Both my parents are Greek from Greece, so I'm first generation. So I grew up in a very typical Greek home, very, pretty strict, a lot of rules, more things you couldn't do, especially for a girl, than I could do, God forbid I went to the mall with my friends or school dance or,
What would people think if you were seen without an escort? Sheesh.
I don't know.
That
But overall, considering, and there was a lot that happened to me as a child, that's another episode, but I was pretty happy considering everything I had gone through, all my childhood trauma. I was a pretty happy kid. Very social, maybe not so much at home. I did, I did test boundaries ever so often to get, beat downs, but not real legit beat downs, people. It's like, don't call it CAS. But, it was more my mom, like, I'd be just like, oh, cover the head. But,
they're like ninjas with wooden spoons.
Or the slipper. Yeah. Don't mess with them.
true.
I think any ethnic child would understand that. But yeah.
Correct. Yeah.
A lot of rules.
A lot of things you couldn't do. And that probably changed how you were allowed to grow and kind of find out who you were.
Yep. No, for sure. It affects a lot. I didn't really have a voice, even if I had an opinion, I was talking back. There was no space to really grow into my own of who I am, what I like, what things do I enjoy, like any of that. There was not a lot of room for that.
Your voice was stifled early. That kind of stuff really follows you into your adult life too.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And maybe, you don't realize until you grow. And I feel like maybe a part of that, like I've been wanting to do this podcast for so long, but I have like so many voices in my head of why you're going to fail. You're not good enough. You're not smart enough. My dad always used to tell me, I talk too fast. I mumble. No one's going to understand you. So, but you grow, you learn.
Yeah.
And I look back and I'm like, well, here I am now. So
I think you did it. I think you did it. Well, let's talk about you in school. How were you at school?
I talked a lot.
And mumbled?
Well, I talked so much. I was looking at my report cards like when I was moving and great student. talks too much
Ah, yeah.
on
I'm
every
familiar with that.
single one. I was pretty good in school. History, I fell asleep in a few times. Canadian history,
What?
guys, I'm sorry, is not exciting.
It's too nice. You
There's a
guys,
tariff somewhere. I don't know. That's all I remember. Okay.
there were
A
French people,
treaty,
I
tariff.
think.
I don't know. I don't
Yeah,
know.
well, yeah.
But yeah, it was not entertaining for me. I loved science. I sucked at math.
Mm,
I sucked very largely at math. I
same.
blame
Yeah,
my elementary
yeah.
school teachers. I questioned some of them and their ability to teach certain things. And my dad, who tried to teach me long division in fourth grade and completely ruined my life with math.
That's right. I envision your dad with like this old-fashioned Greek abacus that's made of olives that come from the motherland or something, and he's like, "You are going to learn green minus black olives," or something like that. Is that did that happen? No? Okay.
Maybe no, but that's a good
Just me.
analogy. That I see that. That would be nice, but I did love science. I really did good in like science, like I was good in, which is weird. It's crazy. I was good in chemistry.
Really?
And
God, I hated it.
I'm like, I don't even suck at math. How am I have a 97 in chemistry
Wow.
and a 52 in math?
Wow. That was whoo. I think the teacher asked me to leave chemistry. He was probably like, "You're bringing the whole curve down," you know. Mm-mm.
But I loved marketing. I did really good in my marketing class
Hmm.
as well. I really enjoyed that. I don't know what exactly I was planning to do with it, but yeah. So yeah,
Here you
that's
are.
yeah. But I was in student council. I joined every group you can think of.
Yeah.
I just wanted to not go home.
Yeah. I imagine you were really social on purpose because on the outside, everything looked perfect.
Yeah. But
Hmm.
on the inside, if everyone knew what I had really gone through, but that's there was a lot. There was a lot going on, and
Yeah.
I rebelled huge.
Well, it's hard when you're watching all your like Canadian friends live their Canadian lives and you're still living this kind of restricted Greek life. So of course you rebelled. Of course.
I rebelled huge as much as I could rebel without them killing me.
You pushed it as far as you could.
Yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. Hmm.
But yeah, no, yeah, that's I did it. But
Yeah.
and it makes sense now because when you grow up without a voice,
Mm.
you do have to create it. And I just was like, it's almost like when you're going through stuff, it's like you want other people to be happy because it's almost like, what's the analogy? I can't even think of right now, but I
Well,
want to make others happy
yeah. When you
because
had
I
to
would
worry
want,
about
yeah,
everybody. Yeah.
yeah,
And I think that's the responsibility, right? I think to your point earlier about kind of the ethnic families, that's been my experience as like a Southern white girl and kind of getting into different relationships with people of different ethnicities. When you see the group is more important than the individual,
yeah.
like you had to worry about the honor of your parents and what
Mhm.
they thought. And,
What are
you
other
know,
people going to say? What are other
yeah,
people going to think?
yeah. I mean, I didn't, yeah. And so I think that you found your way, right? But if you were good at all these other subjects and you kind of had to do what you did, how did hygiene come into the picture?
It didn't come in right away.
Oh, oh, oh,
I
all right.
really,
It wasn't
okay,
on
so when I
purpose.
was little, I wanted to be a news broadcaster. But that's when my dad
Oh,
told me that I talked too fast and I mumbled. I used to get the encyclopedia and I would have like a backdrop I would make and I would read them the news.
you're so cute.
That got shut down.
No,
Then I wanted to be a hairdresser. I was like, I'd be good.
you do
What
love
are,
doing your hair. Yeah. What color are you right now? Maroon?
yeah, I need to,
Okay.
yeah.
Like it.
But then, yeah, I wanted to do that. My dad said, what are you going to go to college to be a hairdresser? What am I going to tell my friends? So that got shut down.
Okay.
So it was more I had to be in healthcare, but I actually went into marketing.
Ah, okay.
Oh, it was so boring, Lauren. Very different than high school. But I was really good at accounting, and I was like, guys, like I'm not good at math.
Yeah. Didn't you say you're no good at math? How can you be good at accounting?
I don't know. I'm like, I don't want to look at numbers unless they're on my check. This is not the path of which I want to take.
That's funny. Say, but why is it that you're always really good at the things you just don't really want to do? Like that's the way it always works, right? Yeah.
Like I was good at homework math, but as the test, like I would completely blank
Mm,
out. So
yeah.
I dropped out. And then a
Hmm.
year later, I applied to nursing and dental hygiene. I
Okay.
got into both.
Of
I
course.
picked hygiene one because I figured there was more flexibility in schedules. You don't have to work
Yeah.
midnights, that kind of
Yeah.
thing. And then there was 26 years ago, there was no math.
Oh, that's right. Oh, that's right. Well, I mean, that is the joke of dentistry, right?
Hmm.
We only count to 32. So
Right.
those of us that
And
don't excel at the
how many
arithmetics.
carpules of lidocaine we give you? We just, I'm just kidding.
I mean, can't I
But
count them later? What's a milliliter? A milliliter. Yeah,
yeah,
but was
exactly.
all
See,
this
look at
in
us.
Michigan
This was in
or
Windsor. I was in Canada still.
ah,
Michigan comes way later.
uh,
Because Windsor is border city with Detroit, for those who might not
understood.
know. But
Okay.
yeah, I'd applied to both. But also, side note, when I went to hygiene school 26 years ago, the prereqs were, well, I had to do my chemistry and all that, but I had to do dental assisting for a year. Like there was a 1 year dental assisting program, and you had to pass
Oh,
that in order to go into hygiene. It was the last year that it was a 1 year accelerated program.
wow.
I had
But you had
13
already
classes a
done.
semester.
Yeesh. Okie dokie. No wonder you're so smart and
Yeah,
fast. This
it was.
explains why you work as fast as you do. Yeah. I mean, you were groomed to be an accelerated hygienist. Yeah. Okay.
No, I
Yeah.
don't. But guys, wait. I hate accelerated hygiene. Let's
Okay. We'll say accelerated in the way that
that
your
I work.
brain
I move
works, not your
quickly.
hands. There you go. Yeah. Yeah.
Thorough yet efficient is what I like to
Exactly.
call it.
That's it.
So I actually tried. I was like, oh, do I want to do hygiene? I don't know. I tried to switch to go into nursing 2 weeks before the program started, but it was full. So here is my very oh so life changing story of why I became a hygienist. I was
Okay.
stuck.
Oh. Okay. Well, you got
But
stuck in the right place,
I
apparently.
did. I did. And it's been fantastic. We all have moments, but I'm really happy with the career choice that I've chosen.
Well, after you decided where you were going professionally, how did you decide where you were going to go location wise?
I knew I didn't want to stay in Windsor. At
Mm.
that time, like I literally, after hygiene school, I went to Greece for 2 months because I knew that was the last long vacation I will ever take as long as I live. And I came back September 7th. It was right after COVID. I was actually going to move to New York because I have a lot of family there. My mom's family's all there. But after
Yeah.
September 11th, I was like, yeah, I don't
Mm.
know. Because
Hmm.
I am dual. My dad's US, so I have dual citizenship.
Hmm.
And then I picked Toronto. I'm a big city girl.
Ah,
Can't
okay.
put me in a small place. I can't.
But you stayed in the cold. Why'd you stay? Why'd you choose
But
Toronto?
where warm shall you go in Canada at that time? I don't know. I was sticking to, I don't know. That's a great question. I wanted to go
Well,
where
is
I
that the
knew
most
people.
southern? Yeah. Okay.
Windsor's like the Florida of Canada. Thank you. Where
Oh,
I'm
and you
from.
were done
Yeah.
there. Okay.
Yeah,
So then you went
so
to, is that like the Manhattan of Canada?
yeah, so
Okay.
it was good. New York.
Hey, you went to the Canadian Manhattan and then you went to the real one.
Well, I feel like Toronto's more comparable to Chicago.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
See? Hey, that just shows what I know.
They just have
Wow.
a New York mentality where I'm not going to say anymore.
Yeah.
We're going to go. So I was in Toronto.
Tell me more about Toronto.
It's hard to make friends in Toronto. I feel like,
Oh,
people are very, I don't know. I
they're
met a few
cold
great
because they're
people, but
cold.
it's harder to make friends in Toronto for me, I found. Especially when you're older, like you don't go to school
Yeah.
there, you're meeting people through work. But I
I
worked
think
in
that's
some interesting
adulthood, though.
places. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah.
feel like when you have kids, you meet through parents
Yeah.
of friends and whatnot.
I
But
think the only reason I know anyone in my neighborhood is because I have dogs. Like, otherwise, we go to work, we come home, we're in our house. Like, we're
yeah,
not out there like we were when we were kids or whatever.
yeah.
But it sounds like,
But
okay,
yeah,
so you were
my first
Windsor.
job,
Oh, yeah, yeah,
Windsor,
go ahead.
I
Yeah.
left.
And
I needed out of
by,
my house. I needed
yeah.
freedom for myself.
Okay.
I
Toronto's
needed
where you formed who you were.
professionally starting. My first
Okay.
job was 30-minute appointments in an area that it was all, people from other countries who haven't had a cleaning in 60 years. So that was
Oh,
challenging
that's fun.
coming,
Hmm.
from 4-hour hygiene appointments to 30 minutes. with bridge
That's right.
calculus where I was excavating fossils, it felt like.
You're like, oh, look at this. The
But maybe
dinosaurs were
my
real.
speed came in from there too because you did
Yeah.
what you did, as good
Mm-hmm.
as I could. But
Mm-hmm.
there was a few places I worked there, some better than others for all of
Okay.
us. Then I moved. I was in Toronto for 7 years. Then I moved to New York City.
Mm-hmm.
I grew a lot in New York too. I worked for
Oh,
some really great dentists. I
okay.
worked with, shout out to Harlem Dentistry, shout
Whoop
out to
whoop.
7 West 51st Street. But
Hey.
great dentists. I learned a lot. Some had consulting companies. I learned a little bit from everyone.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it was great. I love numbers.
It makes a huge difference.
I don't like, producing too. I like numbers in a sense of like, we don't get raises as hygienists very often.
Yeah.
So it's good to know your numbers of what you contribute to the office so you can
Mm-hmm.
negotiate. I'm just saying. But
Mm-hmm. I think
for
the bonus structure is the best for us. Just let us work. Let us
mine's
work.
not very good, but
Yeah.
right now.
Yeah. Well,
Because
that's
I'm not
different.
going to do things that don't need to be done to make money. I'm
I
sorry.
think that
That's
is
not me.
another episode that we could definitely
Hmm.
do because I think that, like, I remember here in Vegas, you had a commission job. Like, and that
That
one
was
was tricky.
that was well, one job I worked, I made 50% of my production, which was
Hmm.
great.
Yeah.
The other one I made like
Production, not collections, which is even better. Yeah.
the other one I made like anything over 18,000 I got 25% of. That was
Yeah.
fantastic. I'll never see those again, but
Yeah, never. But anyway,
it's
so you
fine.
learned a lot and you
I
formed your
did.
foundation of who you were
Yeah.
in New York. And then
And
where'd you
then
go next?
Cleveland.
Oh,
Cleveland for a
oh,
year.
of
My
course.
dad was sick.
And
So
living in Cleveland?
no, but my ex
Oh,
wanted. It's a whole story, whatever.
oh, okay.
Because he's from Ohio, so, God forbid. So we went to Cleveland, which is fine. But that lasted a year. I was like, I didn't mind it so much. My dad and my ex were the ones who wanted to move to Vegas. I had looked into a lot of things at that point. The medical kind of, I was like, these plans aren't great. We had really good medical in New York City.
Mm,
But
yeah,
after that winter and everything else, I was like, I am
that was
done.
not it. That was definitely not the place for you. No.
And then we moved to Vegas in,
Vegas.
yeah, I moved to Vegas in 2018. And that's where,
Ah.
oh man, so much good stuff happened in Vegas. I feel like professionally for me.
Mm. What do you
Like,
think was the biggest influence? What really changed for you when you got to Vegas?
I feel like the one office I was at, they sent me to the Integrative Dental Medicine Scholar Society
Yeah.
conference. And I was already working with,
Oh,
shout out to Laura Hooper, with saliva testing and doing all that. But that conference, literally, I don't know. When you go somewhere and you have speakers of all different types,
yeah.
there was pharmacists, there was people doing airway.
Yeah.
It was so like nitric oxide. Like there was just so much. And when you
Yeah.
learn and how they connect everything, I was like, this
Yeah.
is mind blowing.
Yeah.
This
Like you
is
for
like
real came home from that different. Like
totally
that was your shift. Yeah.
100%. I was like,
Hmm.
this is it. I
Yeah.
can't do like the same thing every day. Like I want to be able to
Yeah.
connect the dots and help my patients.
Yeah.
So yeah, I feel like it was very different when I came back from there, which makes it
That's
hard. I feel like the more you know, the more you learn.
true. We can't
Providers
just
aren't in
settle. Yeah.
alignment. It makes it
Yep.
very hard to
It's
practice.
so hard. It's hard because we learned this in school and then you go and you forget it in the real world that everything is connected. And then you go back to your scholar society and they relight that fire
Yeah.
of the oral systemic connection. And then what are you supposed to do? Like,
Because I feel like for everyone, like I wasn't always like this, you know?
mhm,
It just takes the right conference, the right people,
mhm.
to reignite that fire. I feel like we all have it somewhere in us.
Yeah.
We just need
Yeah.
to find it, you know? And it's not
That's true.
easy because it's a struggle when you work with people you're not in alignment with, but don't give
Yeah.
up, guys. Don't give up.
It's true. And I think that even if you're in an opportunity or you don't have an opportunity to leave and you're in an office where people aren't aligned, that doesn't mean you can't learn. And I think that that's important for hygienists to understand because you can
Mhm.
still be a change advocate, a change agent in the chair, even if your doctor isn't going to be like, oh, we're going to do airway. You can still educate the patients. And I think that's where we can regain some of our power and not feel like we're just chat and polish, can't do anything, it's not my name on the door kind of stuff. You're still there to help people. Like, we still took an oath to be healthcare hygienist. So I'm glad that you found your motivation. And it was really interesting timing, because while you found this super great positive professional change, I think there was some underlying turmoil happening professionally. Is that the right timing?
Yeah, I
Did I say
guess
professionally?
there was a person.
Personally,
I was gonna say
things were
like
changing.
professionally, there was a lot of good
No.
things happening
Yeah.
professionally. I feel like
No, there was a change of front.
personally, yes, because
Yeah,
when I
that's
moved to
right.
Vegas, my parents moved. It was July 9th, 2018.
Mm.
My dad wasn't well. He was sick to begin with. The cardiologist in Windsor had told him like he might not make it to Christmas. But I,
Wow.
again, haven't lived at home for so long. I would visit. So I didn't realize, you don't see them every day. So
Yeah.
it's when he
Yeah.
came, I was like, oh my God, like where
Yeah.
have I been? Like, and he had so much like pulmonary edema. Like he was so swollen. So we took him
Mm.
to urgent care. They took him to the hospital. So they came July 9th, July 11th. He was in the hospital and he really never came out.
Mm.
And then he passed in September. My
Wow.
dad and me didn't really have the greatest relationship growing up. Not that it was bad, but he was strict. Like he was a very strict, strong figure in my life. But as I got older, like it was so much better. So like it was hard because there was a lot of things that happened in my childhood that I never got the chance to tell him. So, and that's another episode because there's a lot of childhood trauma, but I never got to tell him. So there was a lot in me that just felt like unfinished.
Mm.
And then I was like, oh my God, like, who am I? What am I
Yeah.
doing? Has my whole life been what they want it to be? Like, have I made my own
Mm.
decisions? Like, I don't
Mm.
know. And some people would be like, yeah, you did whatever, you had a voice. And I'm like, but how much did I? Because
Yeah.
then why would I feel the way I do? Like something just really shifted.
Well, and it feels like a lot of your responsibility was to make sure that they were happy, that you were kind of living the life that they would be proud of,
Hmm.
because it didn't matter that you didn't want to do something. You were expected to go into healthcare,
Hmm.
right?
Yeah.
And, you were expected to live your life and do these certain things. And then when you lost your father, that's an unraveling of an identity, because
Yeah.
now who's going to tell you what you're supposed to do if he's not there anymore? Now you really had to, who are you? Like, you had to
Yeah.
find yourself.
It was hard. And I was married at the time. And I feel like that was kind of the beginning of the end for me. I had like no
Yeah.
sense of identity at that point. I
Mm-hmm.
didn't know. And and I have like, and I'm not even going to badmouth, like my parents did what they knew. You know what I mean? Like
Mm-hmm.
they came
Yeah.
from Greece. You know what I mean? Like they did the best they could with
Yeah.
what they had. They didn't mean no harm. And I wasn't like, it was just more me getting my voice out there. But yeah, that was the end of my marriage slowly.
Mm.
And I
And
can't blame
then,
one or the other. We were both
yeah.
at fault. You know what I mean? Like it was one of the hardest times for me. Well, the start
Well,
of what
because
was one of the hardest times for me.
2018 is when your dad passed, and then you were working and kind of finding yourself professionally, and then you went to that scholar society,
Hmm.
and this is also 2024 was a
Yeah,
big year for you,
big year.
because
Oh,
that was
so
your
much
personal
happened.
life shift.
Yeah.
Okay. All right.
It was 2024 is when I asked for divorce. I think
Mm.
it was like January 2024. That was like one of the hardest things I've ever had to do because it just literally came out.
Hmm.
And after
And
I was like, oh,
it's a
I
big
said it.
word. Yeah, it's a big word.
And then I was like, well, yeah, here we are. But he's a
Well,
great
it's not
guy.
easy.
There's not, and
Yeah,
it's
exactly.
hard when you love someone, you're just not in love with them. You're not in a place where, and like he was at
Yeah.
the point, like we were both not in it at that point. You know what I mean? I
Well,
could
and I think
not
it's
heal.
sorry, it's exactly, because you hadn't been able to heal. You were busy still trying to figure out who you were from the loss of your father, and because you got married, what year
I
did you get
was,
married?
I was 30, 2001,
Yeah, so it was a
2011.
long
Wait,
time.
I don't know.
Oh,
2011, not 2001.
either way, but that was a lot, right?
Yeah.
And I think that when you grow up a certain way, and you're expected to do things, especially culturally. I think there's a cultural aspect to it that led you to when you were able to unanchor yourself, unfortunately, from your father's passing, and then you kind of looked at your partner and said, is this who I would choose if I was to choose him? And then, but it's so hard to make that choice, right? Because you guys on the outside were perfect. And then when you chose yourself over what was expected for you, that was not easy.
And there was a lot, and like I said, he's not a bad person. He had a lot
Mm-mm.
of things that I had to like, I, it was hard for me. Let's just say I was not in a place where that I could heal myself.
Right.
I
Yeah.
didn't have the space to do
Yeah.
it there.
Yeah.
And I know he wanted kids. I can't have kids. That's another episode. And I had told him, I'm like, listen, like one day you're going to thank me because I want you to be happy. Like,
Yeah.
go find someone, have a family. Like, we're both not in it. And I knew he knew, but that was the beginning of the shittiest time of my life.
Yeah. I think that
And it
was
wasn't even
really,
the divorce, it's
no.
everything that happened after.
After this, I think you opened up this door to healing through the hardest period of your life, and your body shut you down and it stepped in and said, oh, we're about to make some change
Yeah.
happen.
Yeah. And like I was doing, like I was, because I knew I was like, I left because I wanted to heal. So I'm like, this is what I'm going to do.
Mm-hmm.
I did childhood trauma therapy, and I really do think that that might have been not the best time. I don't know,
You did
to
the
do
best
it
you
all
could.
at once.
Yeah.
There was a lot. I did like so much, and you were kind of there. I did a lot of like reading, mindful work, meditation,
Mm-hmm.
yoga, like everything I could think
Mm-hmm.
of doing.
Yeah.
And that's, I tried to de-stress. Like I did salt rooms. I did everything I could think of. But
You were healing psychologically, but physically your body said, no, we have a different plan.
yeah,
What
so
happened?
well, I feel like after I moved out was September, I think it was not September, April 7th, 2024. I moved into my beautiful apartment, which was like living on a resort.
God, it was so
Beautiful.
nice.
Yeah.
I loved the pool there.
But I started getting just like a few red spots on
Mm-hmm.
my arms and my legs. Not a lot, like a little bit, but I was like, what is this? I've never had this before. So I thought it was like an allergic reaction to something. There was these trees outside of my building that would like
Mm-hmm.
drop sap or something. So I said maybe that's that. I saw an allergist. They did testing. Everything was fine. So then I had seen dermatologist. I had seen rheumatologist. Again, controversial little side note here. Everything kind of went to hell after the COVID vaccine for me, slowly.
Mm.
I'm not saying that my hives were part of this. I don't know. But I had neurological issues after that. I had autoimmune issues after that. They sent me for blood work. My blood coagulated before hitting the vial. What the hell is that? So, yeah, August 2020, it progressively got worse, but no one could figure out what. So they had me
Mm-hmm.
on like 10 antihistamines, which weren't working at all.
Yeah.
So
You couldn't
it
find
was,
any answers anywhere.
and they
You
weren't
literally talked to
even
everyone.
trying.
They
There
just did
was,
their own protocol.
which was nothing.
Yeah.
Take 10
Yeah, it's
antihistamines. Well, this isn't working. Stop taking them all. Maybe your body's overloaded. This is your advice.
thank you.
Like, is
Thanks.
there
Yeah.
nothing else?
Yeah.
August is when I got my first episode of angioedema. I
Mm.
swelled up like a blowfish. I was like, this is it. I'm dying. Like, I had trouble
It
swallowing.
was
I don't know
scary.
if it was
The
me having
photos were
trouble
scary.
swallowing or if it was
Yeah.
just I went into panic because when you wake up and your face is this big, you're like, what just
Mm-hmm.
happened?
Mm-hmm.
So that was the beginning of me spending every, 3 to 4 weeks in the ER.
And
And you saw
then,
my face. There was,
yeah. Well, you would go up and down and sideways, and everyone was just like, try this. And you can't go to the emergency room. They keep giving you the wrong medicine or none at all and just tell you to deal with it. That,
but it was, yeah, there was time. Like the only thing that worked was prednisone. So I was
mm-hmm.
on a lot of prednisone, whether it was like
Yes,
the
you were.
5 days, 60 milligrams, or if they did
Yeah.
like the 2 week, but that's the only thing that worked. And after the
Mm-hmm.
prednisone stopped, I knew I had maybe 3 days to like 1 to 2 weeks hive free. That was it.
Mm-hmm.
And then they would come back. like
Mm-hmm.
worse sometimes.
Worse, they
Worse.
were. Didn't they? They started small in like one area, and then by the time you were done
I
and
had
you
like
were
welts,
like,
like my whole like like people get those implants on under their skin. That's what it
oh,
looked like.
ugh. Well, and it went. I mean, it was one spot, and then suddenly it was your whole body. And I mean, I remember clothes hurt you. Like everything
Yeah.
was a problem.
I literally went to work with no bra or underwear for 3 months. I couldn't. I'm talking, I had welts from like the scalp to the soles of my feet. I would
God, that's
swell up. Like it
terrible.
wasn't like it was weird. I
And the
don't
doctors
know.
just said, sorry, too
No
bad.
idea. Then they tried to put me on Zolair. I tried to avoid that. That's why I saw a naturopath. I saw a
Mm-hmm.
nutritionist because during
Mm-hmm.
this process, my body was on fire. So I would eat, I'd
Mm-hmm.
throw up. I would have one drink, like I had one time, and it was at home. Like I didn't get drugged, like vodka or gin and tonic. I had alcohol poisoning. Like it was,
Yeah.
my body was like, something's happening.
It was definitely rebelling. It was rebelling like you in high school.
Yeah.
But I think this is okay. So you had built a foundation before this happened, but how did this affect you mentally?
Oh
How did
God.
you?
And everyone, when I tell people, yeah, they're like, why did you move back?
Mm.
And I'm like, I tell them it was for family because I don't, or like health, like I don't tell them the full details. But
Yeah.
when there's times you go to the ER, hold on, and it doesn't
Mm-mm.
help, and they just send you home, and that's like the one day. I went to my dermatologist first because she was like across the street from the hospital. Like I'm talking hysterical in tears, and I was like, no one's helping, like no one's even trying to help me. And I'm like, this is how people do bad things.
Mm-hmm.
And I literally thought they were going to stick me somewhere. And she's like, well, what do you mean? And I'm like, I'm not saying I'm going to, but if I live another year like this and I have no help, like, I don't know. Like, my mental health had gone to hell. Like, I tried to be positive. I never said, why me? I knew there was
Mm-hmm.
a reason I was going through this. And I'm like, I need to figure out what it is because I'm going to learn and grow from it. But
Mm-hmm.
when I was in it, it was hard,
Yeah.
you
I
know?
mean, your body was rebelling in a way that you couldn't understand what was happening, and nobody was helping.
I told everyone off that day. I went to every single doctor's office and lost my shit. And I looked homeless. I had no bra. I was covered. My face was swollen. I was covered in welts. My hair was everywhere. My gel nails had half grown out because where am I going? I'm swollen all the time. No, yeah, it was. I looked pretty hot. Crazy is what I looked like.
You looked like a woman who needed help
I
and
needed
needed
help,
answers.
and I
Yeah.
wasn't getting them.
And
So they put
so
me on Zolair. That didn't
mhm,
help.
that was not a good medicine. Not for you.
So I would like when you start thinking things and then you're just like, I don't know like how much longer I can do this. By my
Yeah.
like I just it was hard and it was my rheumatologist that was like, you need to leave. And I'm like, I know.
Oh, that's how you wound up back north.
I'm like, I
Or
know I need to leave. I'm like, but I don't want to. Like I didn't
mm-hmm.
want to. I had a lot going on here as a kid. So like I never wanted to come back to this part of the world. A
Mm-hmm.
part of me felt like I left 26 years ago and I came back. It's like I failed. I got divorced. I moved back home. I
Mm-hmm.
failed at life.
Mm-hmm.
And I know I didn't, but a part of me in my head was like, you did.
Sure.
You moved
Well,
back
that's
home.
conditioning. I mean, you went back home to find your health, and I'm very glad that that rheumatologist suggested it because I know you fought it tooth and nail. That's
I
for
did.
sure.
I did my best.
That was a full circle moment for you
Ugh.
to really have to give in and become vulnerable to what your body was forcing you to do, which was go home.
Because even like you start to like question when you start like calling your friends and telling them like I'm not doing okay, like check up on me.
Mm-hmm. Yes, but I think this is a PSA moment that I am thankful for the moments that you called because that is something that's really important when you were at your lowest to know that there were people. If the doctors couldn't help, at least you had a friend to hold your hand or listen
Because
to you.
when were the times that I slept over because I was like scared I was gonna die?
Yeah.
When was
Literally,
that?
you slept in our guest room because you were like, make sure I'm alive. Like, that's how scary this got for you. And that's frightening that you had to do that. And I'm sad and disappointed in our medical healthcare system that you had to do this and you had to go through that because it was frightening. It was frightening being your friend watching you go through this. I can't imagine being in your own
Yeah.
body listening, you know.
And I never not went to work. I went to work every day.
You sure did. You would go to work, go to the hospital, come back, finish your shift. You were committed and you never were sorry for yourself. You were
No.
never why-meing. You never tried to just not be you. You were still so determined to make this something that you could learn from and grow from and use because you always wanted to help other people with this on the other end of it, right? Because you knew you weren't alone. You were kind of alone in the medical doctor office, but you weren't alone because you found all the groups and you really started exploring, you
And
know.
then when I moved to Michigan, like my allergist here was great.
Yeah.
They put me on the ketotifen caps, like compounded drugs. Then I was on cyclosporin, high doses of cyclosporin, which had other side effects. I know I didn't want to stay on those. They didn't want me to stay on those for more than a year. But every time I would lower my dose, I'd break out, and I'm like, this is fantastic.
Yeah.
Like I obviously I wish I'd never had this, but like stress and trauma induced chronic urticaria and angioedema triggers your immune response, and here we are. So, um, I
Well,
was
I
in the
think,
yeah.
yeah, go ahead. I'm going to
No,
say
go ahead.
there was a big change. There was like an unexpected medicine
Yeah.
in your life.
Who knew? So I was in the urticaria Facebook group in angioedema, and someone had posted they started tirzepatide microdosing, and their hives went away within a few days. So that was
Mm-hmm.
something I was always kind of against because I just thought it was weight loss, and I was like, I work out, I eat healthy. I literally was on the autoimmune antihistamine diet for like 6 months and lost 0 weight. But I was like, you know what? I have no other options.
Mm-hmm. You
There's
really
no
did
other
exhaust
options.
everything. You really tried. You really did.
So I was like, all right, here we go. And when I first got it, I didn't use it for like a week. I was so scared. I had my EpiPen with me because I'm like, I already have enough
Mm-hmm.
issues. Like, I
Yeah,
don't
you
need
have
any
like
more.
hive PTSD. It's true.
Seriously. But yeah, I feel like because I stopped taking my meds, I forgot a few days, and every time I'd forget, I'd break out. But this time I didn't,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like,
Oh man, you
But
were like, wait a minute. I know you would call me. You were like 24 hours, 48 hours, 72 hours, no hives. And I'm like, oh my God, this is amazing.
crazy,
I can't
mind
believe
blowing.
this medicine that is not supposed to be for what you used it for, this off-label use was the thing that made you,
Yeah,
what are you at a month now? Like,
probably a little over a month, and I probably could have stopped like weeks, like almost a month before that, but I couldn't just stop cold turkey because I had
yeah.
PTSD. So I did it slowly, and I was like, oh my God.
How do you feel all over?
Oh my
Does your whole
God.
body,
I'm
your
like
head, you,
so less inflamed.
yeah.
I could barely like my whole body was on fire. Brain on
Yeah.
fire, girl on fire over here. I couldn't like I
Not
was a
in,
ball of inflammation. I don't feel that anymore. My brain fog is gone. I feel focused.
yeah.
Pictures even going back before my hives, like I obviously was inflamed because when you see my face before to now,
Hmm.
like I was inflamed.
Yeah.
You could really see it. I never saw it till now. I thought I was like, oh, I was working out then. No,
Yeah.
I was inflamed. So yeah, I feel fantastic actually.
Yeah, your whole body, and it wasn't in this crash diet kind of way. Like your whole body got better, and you're happier. You're glowing. We can do this. I mean, like we couldn't even get the podcast going before because your days were unpredictable. Your health was unpredictable,
And my
and
mind
now
wouldn't let me.
no. I mean, you are literally a completely different person right now. I think it's great.
And
So,
and moving back, like my job is great. Everything's
yep.
aligned other than the damn weather.
Well, you can't have it all. Don't be greedy.
Clearly I
So,
can't. I met an
no.
amazing guy who's got amazing children. Like everything is just
Hmm.
I'm in a really, really good place right now.
You are in a good place. It's good to see.
But I
It's
feel
good
like
to see.
everything happens for reasons. Like from the
Yeah.
beginning till now, this is my story. Like I needed to go. Sometimes you need to go through hell
Yeah.
so you realize where you end up. Like you have to go through that struggle.
It's
No one
true.
wants to see the person at the top. They want to know what their journey was in getting there.
How did you get there? Everyone likes a testimony, right?
Mm.
And an underdog. And I think when you look at everything, your entire story, Windsor, Michigan, Toronto, New York, Cleveland, Vegas, and now back there, what do you think all of it meant? Where was it leading you?
Back here, maybe, maybe me, career wise, I wouldn't have done all this if I hadn't gone through what I would not. I know I
Mm-hmm.
wouldn't have.
Mm-hmm.
I wouldn't have done professionally what I'm doing, the
Mm-hmm.
podcast with you and everything else
Yeah.
that I want to do from here. I wouldn't have met this amazing guy who literally relaxes my whole nervous system, and I feel like at peace.
Mm-hmm.
And I haven't felt that in a really long time. So
It's nice to see you peaceful.
yeah.
You're peaceful from the inside out. Your skin is peaceful. Your brain is peaceful. Your heart is peaceful. It's
I
really
feel
nice to
aligned. I
see.
feel aligned in what I want to do. I feel like
Yeah. Good.
I have a purpose because I never felt like I had a purpose before, which was a scary place to be in. And I'm finally where I need to be. And that's why
good.
we're doing this.
That's it. I mean, I think it's really a beautiful part of your journey to be able to create change and do this podcast and have your purpose be exemplified to the world. I think what you're doing is really beautiful.
Thank you. I'm excited for both of us.
It was good. I think this was a... Go ahead.
There's a lot more. Yeah, but it's going to come out in other episodes, and you guys are really going to get to know us. But I really do hope that my story resonates with anyone, that, you know, it could help you or someone you know, or even like mental health. If it's a, you know, people don't realize. So how
I hope a lot of
illnesses
people connect to this.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, and I think that that's it, right? And physical ailments, mental illness, all of these can go together or not. And I think that your journey opened you up to that. And it was something you had to go through these layers and really get to that point where you were able to really accept help from those around you, help from a medicine that you didn't necessarily, a geographical change. Like, you really did a lot of things that you were resistant to that showed your path was meant to be different. And I'm really happy to see where you're at.
Even though I'm far away from you, but we are still close.
That's true. And thankfully, we have this podcast.
Yes.
And this will keep us even closer.
Ooh, cheers with my Tim Hortons for those who can't see me. And my water.
Yeah, that's what we do. We drink water. We're responsible. But I think that was a really, really amazing episode. I'm really happy to get to know Anastasia Dallas even better. And, you know, I think people are going to connect. I think this is just the beginning, because once you know where Anastasia comes from and you know her motivation, you're going to understand. You're going to really want to be part of the story. So
don't make me cry again. Lauren's really good at that sometimes. Yeah. But thank you. Thank you guys for you. Don't.
I'm not. There's dust in my eyes.
Okay. See, it was a journey. And Lauren was there for it all. So she knows. She was right there with me. It's amazing to recap.
It's true.
But thank you guys for listening. Stay tuned for more, as we're going to probably post every Wednesday or Thursday once me over here can figure out podcasting.
We're going to shoot for weekly episodes. We'll do our best.
That is the plan. But follow us again at the unhingedhygienist.com. That's our email. But the Unhinged Hygienist on Instagram and Facebook.
Yes.
Please follow Lauren at, go to her website, the Myo Coach. Yeah, themyocoach.com. And
our podcast is on Spotify. Is that right?
Spotify for now. Apple has made me angry, and we're gonna probably, do the YouTube as well, so you guys can watch us live.
The YouTube. I mean, we've got video. We might as well put it on there.
We're learning. Okay. I'm learning.
Then you can see your Tim Hortons, because people are gonna be like, "What's a Tim Horton?"
Affordable coffee.
Yeah. Right. It's crazy. All right.
But so thanks again.
Thanks for joining us on this Get to Know You episode with Anastasia Dallas. We are Anastasia and Lauren, and this is the Unhinged Hygienists.
Thanks, guys.